You guys ready for World War III?
Oh, you know I'm so fucking ready, dude.
Ever since World War II came out, I've been waiting for the sequel.
It's World War III San Andreas is actually what they're calling it.
I just can't wait till the game comes out about it. It's going to be dope.
Because you can finally kill brown people in a war game.
Nope.
No. Our most war games, they don't let you kill Muslims people in it, right? Like you can fight Nazis, but not Muslim people.
In what?
In like Call of Duty and stuff like that.
No, you can play as the Nazis.
Oh, you can?
In Call of Duty.
But can you play as the Nazis?
But you have to, if you play as the Nazis, you have to kill yourself.
But there's no like point where you're trying to like kill Bin Laden in Call of Duty or anything like that. Like, you can't shoot a man with a turban and a beard.
I think the thing is they get like a jihadi on their head. Is that what it's called? A jihadi?
Jihad.
What's it called? A jihad?
Yeah, they put a jihad on you.
Or if you're a girl, you get a jihadi though, which is different.
Damn, that girl is straight jihadi. You know what I'm saying? That girl is straight jihadi,
right.
Man. She is so fine.
And it's just a woman in a burlap sack.
Smooth like silk. Putting a jihadi.
Yeah, so you can't kill brown people in the game is basically my point.
Great point.
Yeah.
I'm glad we brought it up.
If you guys want to join in at any
point. There's actually a fucking, you can hack the game in Call of Duty to make all the Muslim guys it puts them all in FUBU and do-rags and stuff. And you're dressed like George Zimmerman.
Yeah, is the cheat code called Shapiro?
Yeah, if you just press Alt-Right on your joystick.
Alt-right, up, down.
It just goes right into...
It's alt-right, up, down, Star of David.
So bad.
So
solid start.
Good start. A little shaky.
Typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome.
If this gonna be that kind of party, I'm gonna stick my dick in the mashed potato. Oh God! They're gonna know I'm dumb.
Welcome to Brain Jail, everybody. We're about to rip your pussy in half. Yeah.
Welcome to Brain Jail, everybody. I am Kevin Tinkin. Across from me is Jace Wayne Avery, just buttoned up.
Hey.
Buttoned up and parted on the left.
Got a job. Have to dress this way.
Nice trim mustache. Just ready to lay that dong out on the table. And say, hey, I want you to commit to $29.99 a month.
I play that knife game the Russians like to play, but I just use my dick.
And your balls?
Yeah, my dick and my balls, and I go back and forth between them all. What's the song from the game? It's like, there's a song with it, you know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
It's like stabby, stabby, stab. This game I like to play, something like that.
I don't know that one.
You've heard that.
Stabby.
You've watched enough live leak videos to see that.
I actually don't know how the game goes because I play a different version of the game.
How's it go?
I line up five guys' assholes, and I try to shove it in each one as quickly as I can.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
And if you miss it, it cuts them.
That's
their dick is so thin, it's like a little needle.
There's knives sticking out of their asses on each side of their ass. Sticking out to their ass cheek, if you will.
Right.
It's like a Seven sort of situation.
You're trying to reboot Jackass. Yeah. You're doing an all-female reboot of Jackass.
That's right.
3D.
And that other voice you're hearing is the voice of Benjamin Allen Avery. As a challenge to himself, every episode, Ben, this is a little game he likes to play. All the themes are going to be AIDS, 9/11, rape, being gay, and Pepe. And
Pepe.
Put some respect on his name.
Or school shootings. And if he goes outside of those, oh, gosh dang it, I forgot racism. Please send us your emails to brainjailpod@gmail.com. We like to, answer.
Don't we have an email?
We got some good stuff coming in, I'll tell you what.
And then somebody draw all our names as dicks.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody did. Very nice. What is it? Skillshy? Did that. Let's
Skillshy.
Skillshy. Yeah, okay, let's see here. Yeah, I wrote each of your names so they look like a dick. If you want to practice writing them this way to notarize documents or get a dick drawing on an episode of Jeopardy. Very good.
There was a guy who did that on an episode of Jeopardy. He wrote his name Jerry, but he made it look like a big penis.
Really?
Yeah. I think he won negative $400.
That
But he
makes
had
sense.
he had a penis for his name.
I mean, who needs the money? Who needs the money when you're living that kind of lifestyle, you know? Let's see here. We had a question here.
Shout out Skillshe,
Shout out to Skill.
who I think runs the parody account of me on
Oh.
Twitter.
You mean your Twitter account?
Yeah.
It is not, contrary to popular belief, that is not run by me.
Every time I see it, I just think it's your Twitter.
It's not.
Yeah, Ben, it would be just like you to have some other Twitter account that you really don't tell anybody about.
I think they DM'd me that you stole a bit from the podcast, or from the account and did it on the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not surprising considering my formula for entertaining you is pretty. It's pretty low hanging fruit. You know, it's we can have we have those dual thoughts. You know, like I can't remember what was the bit. Do you remember what it was?
I can't remember.
I think it was like, I think I obviously said, "What if your arms were actually black guys' cocks?"
Oh, you know what the joke was? It was actually, what if the Twin Towers were like two big jizzing cocks or something?
Oh yeah, that sounds right.
That was a good bit.
Yep.
Yeah, we have fun
Yeah,
with
Kevin
that.
stole that bit.
I stole it.
And he's doing it on stage now, too.
That's your
Have
closer.
to.
Yeah.
Have to do it. On
I actually still go to open mics and I watch from the back in disguise, and I'm afraid to get up there.
Yeah.
Because it's been 6 months. And I'm like, damn, I wonder if I have what it takes.
And Kevin's just
don't?
going up. Kevin's just going up, doing Seinfeld voice, just being like, "What if the dicks with Twin Towers? Come on,
Guys, a little theater of the mind for you now. Come on.
Theater of the
Close your eyes. Think deep. Come on. What if it
was an
Twin
inside-
Towers with two dicks?
Inside blowjob.
Kramer did nothing wrong. I read the Warren Commission.
Info whores.
Two
More like
biggest
it.
dicks in the whole world.
It was-
Jizzing high sky high.
Newman, he runs ISIS. It's Newman.
They're turning the frauds gay, Jerry. They're turning them gay.
Well, before I read this email, I do.
Hello, Juman.
I do want to remind people to go to iTunes and leave us a 5-star rating.
Apple Podcast.
At all Podsible.
Apple
That's
Podcast.
rough. That's rough.
Excuse me.
We're fucked up off of vitamin water right now.
Hell
I got a
yeah.
big bottle of tropical citrus. Right?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sitting
that's
on
the
this
yellow
Power
one.
C dragon fruit.
I drank a Power C and now I'm using it to spit dip juice in.
Hell yeah.
We're fucking vitamin water guys now.
I know.
I love being a vitamin
Yeah,
water guy.
the only thing that goes into my body is vitamin water and dip juice.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Absolutely. My doctor always asks me how many vitamin waters I'm taking every day. And I'd be like, about maybe a dozen.
My doctor always goes, "How many cans you up to today?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"About 2." He's like, "I want to see it at 3. 3 cans.
3 cans.
3 cans and half a pouch of Red Man."
That's right. And one of those cans needs to be filled back up with spit. And you'll be healthy. 5-star rating. Let us know what you think of the pod. And all right, so we got a question here. Who are your favorite comedians? Ask because I don't find most comedians funny, but I think y'all are a hoot in a handbasket.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'd say my top 5 is probably Louis. Cosby's up there for sure. Vince Champ is one of my favorite comedians. Fucking what other comedians did bad things?
Bill Cosby. of course, is your
Michael
favorite.
Richards.
Michael
Probably my
Richards is
favorite.
I mean, when it comes to like just performance comedy, Michael Richards for sure.
Aziz Ansari, but only that one night. TJ Miller.
TJ Miller's great.
Yeah, but only the college TJ Miller.
Aziz's a mouth fingering bit is really solid.
Yeah.
He stole that bit from me. That was my bit.
Dude, I actually kind of like him. Like, I thought he was like, I was like, oh man, he's fucked up. But then like he put out his new special and he's wearing a Metallica shirt. And I was like, oh, he's just like twisted.
Yeah.
Like he's just like one of the guys. Like he's just wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. Like celebrities are kind of just like us.
Right.
Maybe we just put them on a pedestal. Like, look, they wear Metallica shirts just like we do.
It was funny he did it. We brought that up immediately, but then also in his bits, he's trying to he was always like kind of doing black guy comedy a little bit, but now he's doing different black guy comedy where he's specifically going, look at this white bitch in the front row. She's like terrified right now.
Yeah.
He's literally doing like that shit, like little Patrice type comedy.
Yeah.
And it's like, listen, you could just keep doing your bits about, Napster and stuff,
Just, be free. Be free, Aziz. Get after it. He doesn't need to be held back by, some woman
Yeah.
saying,
Some Jezebel lady.
Yeah.
What I can't
Gross.
remember what the accusation was.
It was just like a really bad date.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the article literally starts with, everybody's covered this, but the article literally starts with, he goes, he ordered me red when I wanted white wine. And then
been there.
He ate her out for a little bit. That's how it starts, is he ate her out for a little bit. And then he kept trying to shove his fingers down her throat. And then she's like, I don't want to do this. And he's like, he tried again, and then she left. And that was about it.
Yep.
Well, your favorite comedian, right?
It's like literally a story. If your friend told you it and it wasn't like a celebrity, you'd be bored.
Right.
You'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
Weren't they watching
Seemed like
something
kind of like
on,
a dick,
What were
but
they
all right.
watching on TV? I can't remember.
They were watching Seinfeld, actually.
That's right.
They were
That's
watching
right.
Seinfeld, yeah.
great.
I wonder which episode.
Yeah. I'm out.
Yeah. Or the one where Kramer does blackface, which is an actual episode.
Is that an actual episode?
It's when he gets in the tanning bed for too long and he's dating that black girl.
Oh,
At the very end of the episode, he walks in. He's like, oh, boy. He walks into the apartment and the whole black family is there. And it's like, boom, ba-dum, boom,
Yes,
boom.
that's right.
Ba-ba-ba-boom. And it's just like the black father like rolling his eyes, and Kramer literally is in blackface.
Right, I think he like walks in with like one fist up, like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
yeah,
how's it going, everybody?" There's also an episode of Seinfeld where everybody thinks Kramer's retarded. Remember?
Yes.
Because he's wearing those big, heavy shoes and he's drooling everywhere.
Yeah, because he has Novocaine or something.
And he's literally going like, "I like candy. I like to eat candy." And the guy's like, "That is correct. You love the candy. Good for you." It's good comedy.
To me,
That's great.
the funniest comedians, they're not all stand-ups to me. Like when I think of a comic, like a comedian, like to me, like that Longmont Potion Castle guy, you guys should definitely YouTube him. Some of the best fucking prank phone calls, especially the Clown Hotel one.
Right.
No, to me, when it comes to stand-up, there's only like 10 guys that were ever like really, really good at it that are like worth a damn in terms of listening to their life
Like
work.
10 guys who I'll keep revisiting.
Sure, like Norm Macdonald. And
Norm for sure.
Like, obviously.
And honestly, I'm not kidding. Like Louis is still one of my favorite comedians of all time. I've been on a Louis binge recently. I've just been listening to radio interviews with him and stuff.
You really
He's
like
great.
that bit where he shoves a microphone in his ass. That's Jace's favorite bit.
Chewed up.
ever.
It's a great bit.
Great
Yeah.
bit. Great bit.
To me, Bernie Mac's fucking hilarious in every movie he's in.
All right, we
And-
get it. Good for you.
What? I like Bernie Mac.
Yeah.
What? Just because he's black? You think I'm trying to make a point? Fucking Aunt Medea. She's really good.
Aunt Medea.
Aunt Medea.
Right. Anthony Cumia Medea. Now that's a character right there. I'm doing that on Stick or Treat.
Oh. I'm trying to think.
I don't know, Kevin.
Just
Who are your
a-
favorite comedians?
My first favorite comedian was Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
And still is
Yeah, he's the
probably
king.
my favorite.
He's the king.
It's weird because
There's no
it's-
one better.
It's like when your favorite band, is whatever. Now everybody knows that he's great,
Your favorite band is the Beatles.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, wow,
Yeah,
great
wow.
job."
Very impressive. I was like, no, I was born in Liverpool. I was in the garage.
I was listening to them in '62, man, in Hamburg. Yeah,
I would stay there all day. 8-hour shows. I was there. So yeah, I like him. I love Brian Regan. When I was before I started doing stand up, I used to listen to Daniel Tosh's first album.
Daniel Tosh is good. I like Daniel Tosh.
I
Yeah,
really like that.
Dave Attell was always a big hero of mine.
Yeah, Dave Attell's real good. I love Dave Attell. I think he's absolutely hilarious. But I typically like stuff that's less of a joke, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like usually I don't like jokey comics
Yeah.
except for Dave Attell because it's so unique.
Well, you like Rodney.
I like Rodney for sure, but Rodney's
Love
like
Rodney.
doing an old style. But like any comic like coming up now who does jokey jokes, I don't think I've liked a single one. Like any single person's like, my mother-in-law was visiting the other day, and the thing I said, it's a different thing now, and that's the whole joke.
Yeah.
Dimitri farting. Like that style of shit.
Oh, and Zach Galifianakis, he was always my favorite when I was a kid.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anyone that's made me like howl the way like Zach has, probably except Patrice. Like Norm has really blown my mind. Like he's so funny. Like my mind was like, I get galaxy brain.
Right.
But like for me, I think Zach and Patrice are the two guys that have like hit my funny bone so fucking hard that I like lose control and almost piss my pants.
I really like anybody who's doing something different. And I feel like all the guys we mentioned were doing that.
Yeah.
Like Zach was doing his own thing. Patrice was definitely doing his own thing. Attell, every single one of these guys, they were just doing something unique that nobody else was doing. And that's what I like. And that's my problem with a lot of like modern stand-up. And I'm so sorry we're talking about stand-up on the podcast.
Well, they asked us a question.
They asked us a question.
We'll move on quickly.
I met 3 listeners at the Ice House open mic.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Who?
So it was the girl that left the podcast review saying that she was one of the girls. Her name's Maddie.
Okay.
Shout out to Maddie.
Shout out Maddie.
And and then her friends, I guess.
Yeah, I fucked all of them. So
You fucked them all?
yeah, I fucked them all.
But yeah, she said she loves a pod, and I was
nice.
like, why?
Yeah, Jace fucking stacked them like sardines and just fucked all 3 of them.
Yeah, I
at the
call
same
that
time.
a ham sandwich, bitch.
Shit. You skewered 3 women on
Yeah,
your
put the
cock?
fattest one in the middle, and I'll fuck them all.
Jesus, man. I like to put onions between the women.
Yeah, I take a little toothpick and put an olive in it, and I put that on the top girl's back.
Shit.
Jace,
Shove that in
Jace
the
gets
top.
their pussies so close together, he paper clips all the pussies together.
That's right. I put.
He sticks one into the. You know what I'm thinking.
Oh, you know
The
what I do
crimper
is
thing?
yeah.
Oh, that's so.
The potato chip bag.
That's wow.
Yeah, I stack all them pussies. I put them in a panini press and just press that shit down. So it's one mega pussy I can fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Fucking
No, but-
one of them, fisting the other.
No, but on a serious note, I did fuck all 3 of those women.
just like that.
Just like that, dude. I fucked them all. Oh, am I peeking?
It's peaking
Sorry.
a little bit.
Oh, Jace, yeah, you get too fucking loud.
Yeah, sorry. I start talking about pussy. I go wild.
I know.
man. Yeah.
Can I'll tell you guys honestly.
Okay.
That because my favorite comedian, because it's weird because when I really think about it, there's obviously like those guys that are way up there. The fact that my favorite comedian doesn't do stand up anymore has been fucking brutal.
Ben
You know what I
Avery?
mean? It's Benjamin Allen Avery.
See, here's the thing. You guys
And
just like
he's-
watching me bomb, though. is the
No,
thing.
I like watching you do comedy.
You wouldn't really bomb. Like that was built into your act. It's like, look at me bombing.
Well,
all
it's
the
like
time.
Devin said. Like sometimes
Yeah, it
you'd
really
see me
was.
have a set, and you'd be like, "Holy shit, he really has something figured out." And then the next time you'd watch me, you'd be like, "Jesus Christ, what is going on?"
Well, that's the thing is you could kill, but then you go up and you'd be like, what if like I fucking shit in a waffle and ate it? And people are like, what?
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with
Yes.
so like what is like mental illness? Like it's like it's like eventually
Break it down,
And here's
brother.
the problem with being online too much and being irony poison. And me and Jake Rhodes were talking about this the other day. Like a lot of these people actually that are shit posting all the time, they start to develop like a mental illness, like some version of a psychosis, whether it's schizophrenia or whatever.
You mean like, do you think it's like an irony poisoning type of thing?
Yeah, so basically you get to a point where you can't tell like what's a joke or not anymore.
Right.
And at that point,
I've never met
live in a
anybody
state
like that.
So I feel like I have a mild version of psychosis where I will start uncontrollably laughing at something that I cannot explain to you why it is fun. Like you could give me 100 hours to explain why it's funny. I can't. And like I can't explain why I laugh at certain things and why I think certain things are funny.
Yeah.
So I just have to go on stage and try them.
Right.
And sometimes people are like, what on earth are you talking about? And I'll look back months later and I'll be like, why did I laugh at
Well, I think sometimes to me the funny part is you actually saying that. Like I have the same thing in group chats where sometimes I'll be sending something to a group chat that I know is not like actually funny to anybody else, but it just makes me laugh because of the sheer fact that like I'll just send like out of nowhere, I'll just like send like nobody's been talking for a day and a half, and I'll just send like I hate women.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that just makes me laugh. The idea of
Yeah.
And somebody's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh, they just suck, dude." And then like I'm confusing everybody and making them like me less.
Yeah.
But part of like the fact that I'm just doing it fakely, it makes I enjoy that for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I just don't think I can do it, Kevin, because I think that successful stand-ups are somewhat grounded in reality. Like, I can never do an hour of being like, I want to fart on the wall and then lick the fart off the
who
wall.
cares? I mean, just because you'll never be a professional, mountain biker doesn't mean you can't hop on the bike and have a good time sometimes.
I guess you're right. Maybe I should start doing it for the love of it again. I was thinking back on all the times that I actually had a lot of fun doing stand-up. The most fun times I ever had doing it, not in L.A.
Yeah.
It was in Salem, Oregon. It was in San Francisco. It was in Austin.
Yeah.
It was in fucking San Luis Obispo. Fun.
Yeah.
Actually fun. I mean, you do a string of shows out here where there's not many people in the crowd and it's only comics, and how the LA crowds can go.
Right.
Someone psychoanalyzing you in the front row and taking notes.
Right. I think that's one of the things that's so rewarding about moving up in like a club system in LA is because you go from performing to all these other comedians who have a particular sensibility about what comedy is, and then you get in front of like non-comics. I mean, even in LA crowds are better than LA comic crowds. You know what I mean? And so then you're like, oh, I can figure this shit out.
Yeah, I did well opening for Tim at Flappers, and I hadn't performed for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was just like, dude, like I went in and out of like talking to the crowd, which reminded me of a bit. And I was like, oh, if I did that every night, I could I think you can figure out how to do it if you get the...
If you were going up in front of crowds, like I'd want to do it every night, I think. My main reason is I just...
Or if you got like $50 or something, it'd be like extra cash flow.
I just hate... I hate being in the world of like... I hate being around comedians so much now. Like I hate being at an open mic. Yeah. Four insane people are talking to me. Well, and I just feel like I'm losing my mind,
It's not that bad. You just got to, do what you always did.
I will say
surround yourself by mentally ill people that you like.
To death.
I will say, Kevin, it does seem a lot of people that are 15, 20 years in, they seem to be like, I show up like right before my spot, I get up and I leave because they just can't. They can't talk to people anymore.
It just depends on the type of personality.
It's not all of them, but if you talk to some of those people, they're like, "Yeah, I used to love the hang, and now I just can't do it."
Yeah,
I think if you get to a certain level of success too, it starts to kind of be a sort of a heavy thing to be around people that are kind of wanting to use you. Or,
you have survivor's guilt. You got out of the abusive household that was just beating the shit out of your brothers and sisters. And you like have a great...
You broke out of prison.
Yeah, and then you go back to prison. And you're like,
I miss all the guys at prison.
And they're like, we're so happy for you. They're covered in their own shit. We're so happy for you. They're getting raped and like stabbed by a shiv.
Right.
They're like, it's great to see your success. They're bleeding out of their ass. It's just like, if you could ever think maybe you could get me out.
Right.
And they're like, I'd love to.
I'm so happy you got that show. I'm just living in my car right now. So that's how things are going for me.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shit like that, man.
I can't afford my antipsychotics right now.
All my teeth are falling out because I haven't had health insurance in 12
none
years.
of you guys are joking.
No,
I've
we're really
literally
not
heard
joking.
every single thing that you said. Literally every single thing.
Saddest
I'm living in my car. Most of my teeth have fell out. I can't afford my antipsychotic medication. I've heard every single one.
Yeah, there's a lot of 36-year-olds who have not had health insurance for 12 years. And they're just like, well, when I get sick, I'll probably die the next time. So I just won't get sick. Or
It's all part of the struggle, man. It's all part of what it is, man. Were you going to give up? Dude, you going to fucking give up? His arms hanging off his body by like a single piece of skin.
It sucks because you have to be partly delusional to keep going because it is so rough and there is zero guarantee that it's going to work out.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that delusion can keep a lot of people in it that have never made anybody laugh and no one has ever told them to do it. And it's fucked up. Or even worse, they can go up there and do a 6 or 7 out of 10 every time.
Yeah.
No one's mad. No one's happy. It's just the show kept moving.
Yeah.
And they'll hang on forever. They may have got one thing like 7 years ago that showed them that they were on the right path. and now it's just like, man, they got to figure something out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just so many people doing comedy. I've explained this to Ben. Like, people will come. Like, if I go to a party now, people be like, "What are you doing, man? I haven't seen you out." I'm like, "Yeah, I haven't really been doing stand up." And they're like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Well, I just got like more." People were like, I was getting more rewarded for the drawings. Like, I was actually getting followers from that and an audience. And then I was like, yeah, I kind of like realized like I'm good at it, but then I go up and nobody's really booking white guys, and nobody's specifically booking white guys with my sense of humor.
Yeah.
Which is very dark, aggressive stuff. And I was just I was just like, I don't see, a fucking.
You haven't been going up since Rita's been watching the open mics at the Improv.
Yeah.
And I think you would feel different. If you think you feel a little bit differently at that specific venue to just get like a late night booking.
Maybe, yeah. I just haven't wanted to go up, honestly. Like, I haven't felt it, man.
Yeah.
Jace is looking for a vein, and he found one.
Yeah.
We're all looking for an audience.
Mm-hmm. I like entertaining people, and I don't know.
I couldn't tell.
I'm down for whatever. If it ain't like porno, I'm in. You know what I mean? I say yes. Right. You know what I mean? I say
yes to the dress.
Yes. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, you want to do this? I'm like, not really. Actually, no. No, thank you. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wish I could get Ben and Jace out on the stage again.
Well, Jace still somewhat does it.
Yeah, one of these days I'm going to see.
I've pretty much quit.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't really gone up in months. So.
I mean, it doesn't have to be this big thing. You know what I mean? Like there's also like you can just be, if you feel it, go. It doesn't have to be like all.
Yeah, I just haven't felt it. Is the thing. Yeah.
Well, you're about to feel it. No, people are starving.
Yeah,
they're starving for the Avery Brothers sensibilities.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
I mean, also besides you, no one has like asked me to start doing stand up again, which is probably a sign I shouldn't do it.
I don't agree. And
I mean, no one has been like, "Oh, but you should still do it."
I've told a lot of people
there was a future for you in it.
Right.
A lot of people miss having you around and having you watching your sets.
Yeah, to make themselves feel better about themselves. Probably.
I don't know. I don't think you were that bad. I think you were.
Thank you.
You were ridiculous sometimes.
I think
you were that bad. Yeah.
No, I what I'm saying is like I don't think you were like so bad that people are like, oh God, good for him for quitting. Like I don't. Everybody I've talked to has just been like, it's a bummer. It's a bummer he's not doing it anymore.
Well, I'm gonna kick their ass.
Yeah.
I always just prided myself in feeling like I was different from everybody. Yeah. And I could do very well sometimes, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe that style isn't supposed to do well every time. Maybe that's part of the style.
Yeah. Well, you love Norm. That's how. I mean, his record's not.
Norm walks rooms.
Yeah.
Norm tanks shows.
Mm-hmm. I also just feel like stand-up became a different thing than what I had intended it to be when I got into it,
Yeah.
Like stand-up just changed around me, I feel like.
Well, I think stand-up gets Hollywood in Los Angeles.
That's probably true. I don't know, man.
A little too Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm not indicting anybody else who does it or wants to keep doing it.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't want to fucking do it right now, man. I really don't.
Well,
I haven't gone to the last 3 shows I've been booked on.
Really?
I just canceled. Yeah, last minute.
The last show I got booked on, Jace, I got booked on a show 3 months ago. He messaged me that half the comics didn't show up and there wasn't an audience, so they just canceled it.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So,
what show was that?
It was at Sal's Comedy Hole.
Wow.
On Melrose. Back room theater behind a pizza place.
Mm-hmm. Man,
0 people.
I've done that show before.
Is that why there were 0 people this time?
Yeah, I actually I did. I just showed up early and started doing stand up.
You permanently walked the show.
The show I did.
They condemned the room.
Right. The room is haunted.
Yeah.
Before that, Kevin, the last show I did, there were only comedians going up on the show that were the audience members.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's girlfriend.
Yeah, that was the same. I did a show where every single person watching was a comic, and then every comic left when they did their set.
Yeah.
And then I went up like second to last, so I'm performing for one person. It's just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like psychosis.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I go to work every day. I get home at like fucking 6, and then I just draw something that takes like 3 hours, and then it's time to go to bed, and that just feels like what I've been doing recently,
No, I feel you. That's pretty much why I've stuck with mostly club stuff because I like to have an opportunity to go up in front of an audience in Los Angeles, and a lot of times, I don't know, there isn't. And
I think there's
plenty of good shows.
You would be so much happier in New York, I feel like, because you could get worked into a club and actually make money doing it. Doing 3 sets a night at a club and get passed at one.
Hello, Jenny. We're moving to New York.
Yeah, but even people I know in New York are fucking miserable too, man. It's just
because then
grass
that
is
becomes
greener.
not enough. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a fucking hedonic
They're like,
treadmill,
so what?
you know?
I just make $125 every night doing spots, getting cash until I'm fucking dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, probably.
I can't be out consistently on the road the way I would love to be because of the family, and that's my choice. I just don't want to be gone for that long. You know what I mean? That consistently until they're a little bit older. Then I can abandon.
Like 12, 13.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like
we're waiting for the kids to get into high school before I abandon them.
Yeah, they're
Kevin
9.
has a countdown to abandonment, a clock hanging over the door.
It's my screensaver.
And every morning when you kiss your kids goodbye, you just point at that clock. You go, 8 years, kids. 8 years.
8 more years till Dad's gone. I have said when my kids are like ignoring me as I'm leaving, I'll be like, man, it'd be a real bummer if it was the last time you ever saw me.
Just fucking them up for life.
Yeah, I'm like, Dad, don't say that. And I'm like, hey, who knows? Traffic is crazy out there. They're like,
I'm actually.
You feel bad, so now your kids have to go to therapy for 2 years.
oh yeah, that's what they get.
And be like, yeah, my dad used to say you'd never come back every time he left.
Guys, I'll be back. I'm just getting a pack of cigarettes, or maybe I'm driving to Florida. Who knows?
And that's why I do crack.
Yeah. I want to make them creative,
I'm not going to do the road until, Trump's out of office. 'Cause frankly, I'm a little afraid of
You're scared
of the violent people.
Right. As a 6'4" straight white man, you're very scared of going around the South. Yeah.
Well, I will say this. One of the things that
it's Trump country out there, folks, and you got to be careful. These are gun-loving Americans, neo-Nazis.
Yeah, everybody who didn't vote Democrat's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'd love to take this podcast on the road and go and put shows together and do that. That's why I love the idea of a podcast because you can grow it and then you can have more incentive to actually leave. Where
I
you're
saw
at.
we have 5 listeners in Jersey City. Maybe we could go do a live show.
Yeah,
there.
do a show for
5
and
people
charge $500 a ticket to cover travel.
Yeah,
and we'll book the fat gay guy from The Sopranos to show up. Yeah.
yeah. We actually have a decent amount of listeners in Ireland as well. So shout
there
out
we
to
go.
our Guy Ireland listeners. And
Hey, everybody that's listening in Ireland, you're fucking gay.
Yeah.
And we're never going to do a show for you.
Yeah, Ireland sucks.
Yeah, fuck Ireland.
Yeah, you fucking idiots.
Fucking 4-leaf clover looking at.
Hey, people barely think about you. Okay? No one cares about you.
You get thought about one day a year. That's
right.
it.
You're going to be a part of
dumbass.
the fucking Galapagos that is the UK at some point, probably. With rising sea levels, I think they will be an island at some point.
Yeah.
Right?
Nobody knows what Brexit is or cares.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck. Okay, we have so many problems over here. We couldn't begin to give a shit about fucking your. What the fuck do they eat over there?
Potatoes?
Yeah, no one gives a fuck about potatoes.
Right. We named a drink after your 9/11. That's how little we care about you.
And here's what we think of potatoes.
Oh, shit, you're
We
standing
have
up.
a fucking toy that is a potato.
Yeah.
In this country, we fucking play with that
Fuck
shit.
yeah.
It's called Mr. Potato Head.
It was modeled. Did you know it was just modeled after Irish immigrants? The Mr. Potato Head was modeled after just an Irish guy walking around New York.
That's right. That's right.
Big dumb mustache and a top hat.
Don't call me Mr. Potato Head, you fuck. I'll fucking beat your ass right now.
You fuck, as soon as I put my legs back on, I'm going to come kick your ass.
Once I'm done with this beer, I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
It was just a quadruple amputee Irish man.
Once I put these 2 legs off on and both my arms.
Once I take both of my arms out of my ass and put them on, you're a dead man, I tell you, Sonny.
So shout out to our listeners out there. We also have people in the UK listening.
Yeah. UK also sucks.
How about the you're gay?
The UK is the you gay?
No, the you're gay.
Yeah.
The I'm gay?
No.
Yeah. And Brexit is
You wanna
actually
fucking go, dude?
No, wait. No.
Brexit is actually sexist.
Yeah.
Because they're so fucking ugly, nobody's fucking anymore.
Boo! Boo!
Yeah.
Well, you're booing me.
I'm booing you. Boo! Oh man.
Yeah, every place sucks,
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Europe sucks.
Europe sucks. Texas sucks.
Germany sucks.
Oh wait.
Germany sucks.
Hawaii is for homos exclusive.
Yeah,
I
Hawaii,
hope they
honestly.
all just get fucking bombed. I hope just nukes fucking just
Don't
drop.
say that.
Yeah, I hope every place that isn't where I am gets a nuke.
Yeah. Except Iran.
Oh, you're pro
And Israel.
You're pro
And
Iran. Ben is two things in his life. He's
Yeah.
pro Iran and anti Palestine.
And pro-Israel somehow.
Right.
Yeah. You see they killed the salami guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big fucking piece of salami.
Yeah. That big Italian guy.
I just love being a president of Iran.
It's so nice for me to be the president of Iran.
You put the hijab on so I don't get too horny.
Hey, come on and put a nice little slice of cheese on them, right?
Yeah, we fucking tore that guy's ass to fucking shreds.
How do we kill
And
that guy?
I like to make a sandwich and put a little nice hijab on it, you know? I should want to show you all your ingredients, huh?
Trump watched The Irishman.
Okay.
And, yeah, he hired a guy to go over there and paint his house.
He just hired an old Irish man.
Yeah.
He hired Mr. Potato Head to kill him.
He hired an 85-year-old man in makeup
Right.
who looked 61.
Trump
kind of.
called him. He's like, I heard you paid houses. He goes, that's right, boy. I'm the Irishman. I paid houses and I killed Iranians.
I like to kill Iranians. What was who was the main character in the
Robert De
Irishman?
Niro?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
If Trump goes to Robert De Niro and is like, "Can you kiss somebody for me?" I saw what you did. Your life's amazing.
He just thinks every Robert De Niro movie
It's real.
is a documentary.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember when you were a taxi driver? That was great.
That was great.
Such a great fighter. You got so fat and then not fat again. That's great.
I need you to go over there. I need you to paint a couple of houses for me, okay? All right.
Oh, wink,
So
wink.
let me break down
Okay.
what's
Please.
going on over there.
All right, yeah.
So we went over there, and I mean, if we have any Iranian listeners, I'm sorry, but we actually pwned them pretty hard.
Did we?
Trump went in there and he said, "Leroy Jenkins."
Is that what he did?
And he dropped a fucking big ass bomb on
Yeah.
Salami's ass. And now they're fucking mad. They fucking got owned. And it's like when a kid's playing a video game and he loses, he picks up the controller and throws it at the TV
Yep.
and throws a fit because he's not that good at the game yet.
That's right.
And so they're fucking throwing a temper tantrum and they're having protests. And the protests are so bad that people are stampeding each other and killing each other. And it's like, fucking grow up. You got owned. You got 360 no scoped.
Yeah.
By the greatest country on earth. The top,
On Earth?
So you're going up against PewDiePie and you lose. If you're playing a video game, if you're a Twitch streamer, you go up against PewDiePie. Your views aren't even going to come close to what he's getting. First of all.
yeah.
Right.
You're not going to
Sure.
get the sponsor deals he has. You're not going to have the gamer fuel to keep playing as long. He has an unlimited supply of Red Bull. America has an unlimited supply of fucking Leroy Jenkins bombs.
Yeah.
And we're going in there, we're completely owning them.
Yeah.
We're completely pwning them. And
getting pwned.
they're fucking simps, dude.
Yeah.
Over there, they put the pussy on a pedestal.
They're noobs.
And it's like, stop putting the pussy in the pedestal and get like fucking, get fucking armed to the teeth. Get into guns. Stop thinking about pussy all the time. Arm your fucking ass.
Yeah, dude, they're running around in a default skin. Meanwhile, we're walking fish
Yeah.
stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Quit a rage quitting and get spawn killed like you
Yeah.
deserve.
Dude,
yeah.
hell yeah. You're gonna make you alt F4 out of this motherfucker. You know what I mean? You're gonna rage quit, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You're gonna disconnect because you couldn't handle the fucking loss, bitch.
That's fucking right, bitch.
Yeah. It's a fucking gay ass country. Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm playing Dark Souls, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man. Sometimes guys will disconnect. And I'll
Right.
just be like,
And that's the new Tyler Perry game, right?
yeah,
Dark
Souls 3.
You're just running a church in the South. Yeah.
I got to level up so I can get my face alteration. You start out with just the fat suit, no dress.
We droned him, right?
I don't know.
Did I ever tell you guys about this dumb bitch I knew in college?
I don't know. The only bitch in the world.
Yeah, the only woman who's a bitch in the world.
Yes,
she was Christian, so I can call her a dumb bitch. But it was at ACU. Christians can be called dumb bitches if they're women.
Well, and they forgive.
Right, exactly.
They're filled with grace in their heart,
like Mary Magdalene.
That's right.
So this dumb bitch, no, we were in this scholarship program at ACU.
She beautiful.
She was pretty hot. Yeah,
hell yeah.
I fucked her. We were in this scholarship program at ACU called "Love Your Neighbor as Yourself."
That's why Jace fucked her.
Yeah, because I wanted to love her like I love me.
Yeah.
I want to get fucked. So I'll fuck her.
Yeah.
So it was like
love your gay neighbor as yourself. Yeah. It's a gay neighborhood. It's West Hollywood.
Yeah, that's
where
right.
Mr. Rogers lives.
Mm-hmm. They're really living the credo in West Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Mr. McFeely is just a puppet on a man's cock. A lot of people don't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the train is actually going to Auschwitz because they're secretly Nazis.
Okay,
Mr. McFeely, because he loves to feel.
Yeah. It is weird that there's a crossover between on the dark web between the gay community and like it's just weird on there.
Great point by Ben. Continue.
Only on the dark web.
This is really like
only on the dark web.
If my story was a bank, Ben walked in with a gun and a mask on right now. And he just hands me a note that says, talk about gay Nazis or everyone gets killed. Dude, you're the retarded brother from
I will
Good
say
Time.
a lot of the alt-right people are coming out as gay now, which is very fascinating.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a career move, I think. Anyway, back to this fucking story. Jesus Christ. You almost pulled me in for a second.
Yeah. So love your gay neighbor as yourself was the group.
I'm putting a dye canister in your fucking bag right now.
Yeah, guy canister. It just explodes with
So it was called Love Your Neighbor as Yourself, Kevin.
Yes.
And we would meet once a week. It was like 100 students, and we just talk about stuff in the community. We'd hear guest speakers. And then at the end, everybody who wanted to be prayed about would offer up their prayer requests. So this lady, she raises her hand for the prayer, and I can't remember who was doing it, but he's like, "Yeah, what's your prayer request?" And she started crying. She's like, "My husband." She's like 19. She's like, "My husband is in the military, and he's currently serving right now, and I'm just so worried that he's gonna die." And I just want to wait for where the story's going. Let me weave a tale here.
Okay,
all right,
I apologize.
don't shrug at me already.
Jesus, you're a monster, Jace.
She's like, I'm afraid he's gonna die. And then so we all prayed. And then a month later, her husband actually came to speak at Lene, the group. And we figured out he was a drone pilot who works in an office in Arizona and just flies drones.
Jesus.
All day and kills just brown people in the Middle East. And he was like, my life is in danger every single day. I'm like, you live in Arizona. That's where you're deployed.
Yeah.
You play a video game where you kill people half the world away. But he was just like, yeah, I'm a hero, you know?
It's every gamer's dream.
And we just said we had to pray. We had to pray over him and be like, just, dear Lord, please keep this man safe while he kills innocent brown people at a wedding.
He just goes to his apartment where he's eating Cheetos.
Right.
He's like, fucking, all right. Even if I die, I kill way more people than if it was a human. And I don't die. I just get a new drone.
But my life's in danger every single day.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Anyway,
I mean, I get it.
I always pray for those people every night. And
The Trump people?
Yeah, and I pray for Trump.
Hey, you should.
I go, dear Lord,
he's the leader
please
of this
help
country.
Trump drain the swamp. And then my 500-pound wife across from me silently goes, Amen. Praise God.
Yeah,
the whole time while I'm
500-pound
praying.
wife.
Yeah.
My,
And she goes, and then sometimes I'm back and please help Trump build that wall. Please give him the strength to build the wall. And she goes, white power.
white power.
Jesus.
I love you, honey. White power. See, I lick the Cheeto dust off my white fingers so they stay pure.
In your son Adolf Hitler's name. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
You know,
I got to say, Ben, you're currently winning the game.
And I pray that God will give me the funds to buy that 98 Microsoft Macintosh computer so I can draw better pictures in paint of Jesus building the wall with Trump.
Thank you, God.
See, I belong to a Facebook group called Jesus for Trump.
Praise God.
And what I do is I draw pictures of Jesus and Trump draining the swamp, y'all.
Bless us, Lord.
And I'm having trouble coloring right now because I'm not good at coloring, so I need Microsoft Paint
Yes,
so
God.
I can scan my drawings in and then Photoshop color Jesus and Trump
Be with us, Lord.
kicking a Mexican person in the teeth.
Thank you, God.
Lord, I pray that Etch-a-Sketch would make a larger model.
Yes, Jesus, yes.
And dear Lord, please let us find my wife's diabetic foot that fell off last week. We can't find it, and the house is starting to smell something awful. So
Yes, Lord. Please find my foot, Lord. We think it's under the fridge, Lord, but we're too scared that if we squat down to look under the fridge, Lord, neither of us will be able to get up, and we'll have to call 911.
Lord, last time my husband tried to squat to look under the couch for a biscuit, his knees exploded, and we had to call 911. They had to sew his kneecaps back in. So we just pray that if there is a biscuit under that couch, that you would create an earthquake or something to jangle it loose from underneath the couch so I can grab it with my robotic grabber arm I bought from Walmart.
And I promise we won't try to eat it like my other foot that fell off. Yes, Lord.
In white Jesus' name, gay men.
Gay men.
It's a beautiful
All right.
All right, let's eat these Doritos.
It's an entire table. You can't see the surface of the table because there's only Doritos on it, like dumped out on the table.
Yep.
Oh, then it's like
Shuffle some of them Cool Ranch my way. Hey, get the rake.
it's like that scene in Hook where they imagine all the food, except these fat rednecks are just imagining opioids filling the whole table. Because their prescription ran out.
It's a pill potluck.
You're doing it, Peter. You're imagining oxys. God, our life is hell.
There's just dildos that appear on the table. Mm-hmm. Peter, that's not what we were hoping you would imagine right now.
What about?
I love that you're imagining, Peter, but maybe not that big of a dildo.
What if it's the scene in Hook and they're all imagining food and it's like like the music is swelling and then there's just one horny kid in the corner who just imagines a woman, like some hot, like heavy metal style woman with huge titties.
No, I like the idea that they're all eating the same stuff exactly as it is in the scene, but then when it goes to the fat black kid, he's just eating a chicken leg.
You're doing it, Peter. You're using your racist imagination.
It's like,
yeah, it's Peter imagines all the food, but he gives all the black guys like black food, and they're like, "Hey, that's kind of fucked up, man." It's like, just eat it.
Rufio's eating some sort of Asian food.
Rufio, I couldn't really tell by your face. I guess Thai, so
I just gave him some noodles.
Right. I gave you some noodles with some bugs in it.
I figure. Well,
I figure that's what you eat. I don't know.
Did I ever tell you about when I sold life insurance and I went into that Vietnamese house and they I don't know how long they'd been in the country, but they had busted out the floorboards of their house to get to the dirt underneath so that they could garden.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I went in there to like sell them life insurance because one of the family members like worked for a union. And
the railroad union?
Yeah, the railroad union. It was like this triplex. It was multiple triplexes for an apartment complex. It was a guyplex.
It was a guy sex apartment?
It was a guy sex apartment.
That's why you were there?
Multiple guy sexes. Yeah. But yeah, there was like 7 people living in a 1-bedroom.
Jesus Christ.
It was pretty intense.
It was like Willy Wonka's house.
Yeah.
Just 4 old people.
Yeah.
Damn.
Everybody was sleeping in the same bed.
Did you go over my wife's place?
I think I may have.
Yeah, Kevin tried to sell life insurance to your wife's pussy. So,
really?
Yeah.
I'm like, this bitch gonna die.
Did you give her a good rate?
Oh, yeah. You know I did. I gave her that friends discount.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That Forrest Gump's mom discount.
Oh, yeah. Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
That's what you call sex.
He has a huge boner.
Your mama sure does care about her afterlife costs.
She just fucked him in the ass.
Right. I tell you, your mom sure does need a tank of gasoline. I tell you. She just fucks everybody in the town for everything.
Your mom sure does care about vegetables. There is something can be done.
Yeah, the pesticide guy.
We got one Snickers bar here, an Abba Zaba, bag of potatoes. That'll be $7.50, ma'am. Oh, can't I just fuck you for them?
Oh, Principal, I'm sure we could do some fucking. She's not even.
There's no subtlety in Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Sally feels just like, well, Principal, what if I take you in the back and you fuck me in the ass?
All right, so Sally Field, we're here at the government health department. We're looking over your income. You do qualify for free health care from the government. Oh, you sure I can't
Ma'am,
sweeten the deal a little bit?
ma'am,
It's
please
free.
do not try to have sex with me again. We already had sex.
Logically, this doesn't make sense, ma'am, because I am giving it to you for free. You don't have to do this.
Yeah, she's getting paid by her boss at the end of the week. He's like, all right, $850, your weekly pay. I'm sure there's something we could do. I'm paying you.
Oh, come on, sugar. You know you want to give me a good job, right?
Reckon
Oh, you're Sling Blade again?
she's fucking Sling Blade.
Sling Blade.
If you start randomly doing Slim Blade, I'm going to start doing Jesse Ventura randomly.
Well, I'm eating some French fried taters, and I got to thinking, I reckon I'm just about as retarded as your son. So if you fuck me, it's kind of like incest a little bit.
What, Sling Blade is Forrest Gump's dad?
What's Sling Blade's name?
Sling Blade.
Sling Blade?
Yeah.
Is his name Sling Blade?
Yeah, they call him Sling Blade. He's related to Blade from the vampire movies.
Come on, there's got to be something I can do, Sling Blade.
Oh, dude, I just thought of the worst Mad TV sketch of
Reckon
all
9/11
time.
was an inside job.
Have you ever heard of all the children that Hillary Clinton's fucked?
Reckon don't make sense that Sandy Hook happened. Feel like no one died.
Flew with him 26 times. Just saying. Shouldn't have done that. He was just a boy. Named his plane after a pedophile book. French fried taters.
Even Sling Blade knows Epstein didn't kill
Right. He's
himself.
like, I mean, I'm retarded, but I can tell. Why both camera systems fail, I reckon.
Well, this goes back to Lex Wexner, I reckon.
Blackwater, look into it, I reckon.
Sling Blade actually killed Epstein.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's actually on his way to killing multiple people on Clinton's hit list.
Okay, Prince Andrew.
Yeah, Prince Andrew.
Matt Groening.
Yeah. And he's like, you killed Jeffrey Epstein. Really? I can't believe it.
Yep, took a sling blade, chopped his head off. Some folks call it a sling blade.
That's why the cameras went out.
Yep, I cut him.
Yeah.
I'm retarded.
I killed him.
Yeah.
Trump 2020.
Trump 2020. They thought I was a janitor.
Yeah. Reckon 30 Seconds to Mars is an intelligence operation.
Right.
While we're at it.
Have you tried to do Sling Baby
I
Yoda
went
yet?
a little far down the rabbit hole last night, I reckon.
I
think Jared Leto's in the CIA now.
My computer's being tracked by the government. I reckon.
I reckon I may do smoked out those security guards.
Retarded you are.
Sling Baby Yoda.
I like Baby Yoda. He's a baby.
He's smaller than the regular Yoda.
He's the size of a potato.
It's funny.
I like French fries. French fried taters.
You ever hear the joke? Jeffrey Epstein walks into a prison. He walks out. That's a joke. Pretty funny, I reckon. I have to end everyone with I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon 3 different neck bones being broken. Probably not a coincidence. I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baby
Just a
Yoda
boy.
killed him.
Yeah, Baby Yoda did it with the Force,
he
dude.
killed Jeffrey
yeah,
Epstein,
dude. Fucking imagine if Thanos did it, dude. He could snap him out of that jail.
Fuck off. That sucks so much.
I'm a Marvel guy now, dude. That's why.
You have one of the hands, the
Yeah.
big hands with the jewels on it.
Yeah, I bought it. I'm like, this only costs $2,000. I can't pay rent this month.
God damn it. The idea of that
If
just bums
Nightcrawler
me
was
out
there,
so
bro.
much.
You asked me to take the trash out, and I go, this just pleases me. And I put the glove on that I bought for $2,000, and I snap my fingers.
You try to take the trash out.
Yeah. And you're like, stop trying to imaginary kill me with the fucking Thanos glove. I'm just like, I'm 800 pounds.
He puts on Hulk gloves.
Right.
Don't make me Hulk smash you.
I'm actually using a force field, which prevents me from taking out the trash.
Well, actually, my specialties are better used otherwhere.
Do you think there's ever been one guy who's just really autistically nerdy who's trying to sleep with a girl, and he just tried to do the Jedi mind trick on her?
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, you will sleep. He's at a bar and he goes, you will have sex with me. And she's like, what the fuck are you
I
doing?
bet that could be charming and certain, like if you're hitting on a girl and at some point you find out she likes Star Wars, and then you'll be like, you will fuck me. And then she'll be like, oh, you're silly.
Yeah.
Fuck me, you will. Not consent I need.
9-6 we will do. Tower Eiffel. Threesome of the devil.
Well,
You ever do a devil's threesome?
no.
3 guys, dude.
3 dudes.
3 guys, man. I like how they don't even call that a threesome. That's just a gay orgy.
Yeah.
Anytime gay people have sex, it's just a gay orgy.
Three's company.
Right.
Hey, Jace.
That's what I always say.
Jace, I actually find out who killed Epstein.
Who fucking killed him, dude?
Who's the one guy who's twisted enough to do some shit like that?
The Joker?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Can you guys
That's a
believe
rumor.
he won Best Actor for
Right.
for the Joker.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, dude, I bet they went in his cell and on the wall was written ha 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 ha
Yeah.
ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Epstein's cell?
On Epstein's cell,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
because the Joker did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It just shows you that like I'm like unique and shit because he won that award, and like everybody loved the movie, and that proves that like the Joker has like a twisted mind, and like only I get him.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Like-
can only get the Joker by listening to Little Peep and doing Xanax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But he won an award, which
I know.
means that a lot of people are.
Yeah.
What?
What?
A lot of
No,
people
like-
probably connected to the Joker, not just you.
No, that was just like some bullshit. That was like the streamies, right? Like no one really.
No,
cared.
it's the Golden Globes, man. It was the big
Oh,
one.
but like he
Yeah.
won the award for like the most misunderstood guy that no one like gets, right? Like most misunderstood main role in a feature film.
They
Yeah.
said he was the best.
Oh man, I was like doing like hella bong rips on some Baby Yoda OG, which is like, but I'm like ironically doing it, but it's only because like I'm like disassociating.
Yeah.
but it's only because like I read the Joker comic books,
I was
and it like
actually-
kind of keeps me up at night because it's twisted.
I missed the Oscar because I was busy buying Jack Skellington shirts at the mall.
Yeah,
So,
dude,
I was studying a belt that I've had in my family for years.
dude. Do you remember Ralphie, dude?
Ralphie May.
No, Ralphie from. Do you remember Ralphie from high school?
Yeah.
Remember how like he loved the Joker like how we did?
Yeah.
Dude, guess what?
What?
He fucking burned down a Spencer's gift.
Did he really?
Yeah. He went in there and he was like, I'll have all the Joker stuff you have. And they're like, actually, we're out. Dude, and he fucking. Did you see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, dude?
Yeah.
Dude, so like, you
He
know how
slammed
Leo.
her face to get.
Yeah, you know how Leo goes like all Joker at the end of the movie with the flamethrower? Like Ralphie did that to the Spencer's gift.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ralphie's in jail now.
Yeah.
He got killed.
Yeah.
in jail.
Who's this guy? Who is this
What?
guy?
I'm just a Joker guy, dude. I just love the Joker.
It's you know who it is it's every person who is 19 right now. That's how they exist in my head.
To me, it's just
that.
It's just mainstream misunderstood guy who's
Yeah.
like, he's like, I'm misunderstood, and he feels the exact same way as like how many people watched that movie and
Right.
loved it. That's
Yeah.
how many people.
Right. He doesn't understand how life feels a lot of the time and mental illness. He like confuses those two.
Well, this is like a result of the fetishization of like mental illness and like depression and like anxiety and stuff. It's just become this thing where it's like everybody is
this
identifying
podcast?
with the Joker.
Yeah.
This podcast.
The fetishization
Well,
of
I feel like everybody-
tragedy.
It's like a fetish to be like mentally ill now, so that's why the Joker is so popular.
I think
amongst
also everybody
people.
just wanted to be creative. Like everybody who grew up with the internet is like, I need to be a creative person because that's so valued.
Nobody beat me.
So I think you start fetishizing mental illness because of that, because people think creativity and mental illness go hand in hand, which they do a lot of the time. But then they're like, I want to be depressed too.
Yeah.
They just have a hammer and like a set of paints. They just hit themselves in the head with the hammer and then they start painting.
Right.
Yeah.
They're depressed, but they're like have a six pack, you know what I mean? And fuck all the time.
Sometimes
I'm depressed.
Right.
Sometimes I'm depressed and I just think like
That's like you, Jace.
Oh, thanks, man.
No problem.
sometimes like I get depressed and I just look in the mirror and I think, let's put a smile on that face. So like sometimes the Joker can work as like a force for good, but that's how chaotic is like sometimes the Joker is like happy.
Yeah, you're one of those people who's into like the chaotic neutral charts and shit like that.
Yeah. I always
You guys play D&D?
every movie I watch, I make
Is
a
that from
chaotic
D&D?
neutral chart.
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew. I just thought it was a
100%.
meme.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, this is very like Wojak of you right now.
I'm sorry. I gotta get kicked off Kevin Smith's podcast right now.
Yeah, you're about to.
Jace is just a fucking doomer, just driving around, smoking Camel Blues, listening to the Smiths in a 1992 Lexus.
You know what's fucking
Ripping the filters off to throw at school children.
Yeah.
the fucking meme ruined the Smiths for me because the other day
The doomer driving and listening to the Smiths.
doomer driving and listening to the Smiths, like just all
Like
sad
at 3 a.m.
'Cause the other
digging
day-
for change to get
Right.
cigarettes and a 40.
The other day I was very sad, and then I just wanted to play the Smiths while I drove, and I was like, that fucking meme.
Yeah.
I can't even
You
fucking
picture yourself with the black hoodie and the black beanie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the fucking bags under my eyes
Yeah.
and the stubble, just driving around like nobody has it worse than I do right now. I do that a lot.
Just like driving and you're swiping on Tinder.
yeah, I'm like, why
Dude,
can't I
just-
find somebody to love as I just fuck people I don't care about on the internet? Yeah.
Yeah. Horrible life. Horrible
I
life.
do
I mean,
that a lot.
that is a
I know.
horrible life.
I know. Sounds bad.
It is bad, Kevin.
Yeah, I know.
Stop thinking everyone's life is good but yours, okay? Yours is fine.
No, are all great.
Yours is fine.
Mine is great. I have the best possible.
Well, let's not go that far.
I'm living my best life. You know, I get to come and do this podcast, and then I share it with my 9-year-old and my 11-year-old, and
I love those numbers.
Yeah.
and then they
The golden
Yeah.
ages.
That's my Powerball number.
yeah.
I've
Oh.
never won because I don't
Because
enter more than 3 numbers.
Yeah, you need 8 numbers.
I
You're like, sir, we've been over this. You need 6 more numbers.
Yeah.
I did get back into my car.
Liking my odds here.
Yesterday, I took my son to GameStop
Whoa.
Wow.
to get some V-Bucks.
Way epic, dude. You're an epic dad.
I know, you got to do it. And we, on the way back, my car started playing the podcast.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
no.
And something, you said something about being a honkler and something about Pepe. And my son started laughing and he was like, Pepe. I was like, oh no.
Your kids are online, dude.
Yeah, he's running the fucking parody academy, probably.
They always say stuff like that. It's a meme. Like, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I have tried to explain to people Pepe is not a symbol for the alt-right. Pepe is still largely a part of meme culture, and a lot of people just use it
The
as a meme.
swastika
Yeah.
means good luck. It's an old Indian symbol. It doesn't mean the Nazis.
That's right. That's right.
So when I walk around with a Nazi tattoo on my face, I'm wishing people luck. What is less racist than that?
Dude, how great was that 500-pound Nazi that I found, though?
What guy?
That
Did I see that?
500-pound alt-right guy?
Oh, yeah, I did see that. That was pretty good.
Fucking a 20-year-old that's like pushing 450, big trench coat and a fedora that barely fits over him.
I point this out,
beautiful.
surrounded by guys who weigh 80 pounds, because when you're alt-right, those are your two sizes.
Yeah.
They probably are the same age too. That's the thing. That's
No,
crazy.
they are.
They are.
Yeah.
That's the thing is if you're alt-right, every person who's alt-right is 20, by the way.
Yeah.
They're exactly 20 years old. And they either are 450 pounds or they look like a little meth addict. Like they have no like muscle or fat or anything.
This is you giving like a dossier breakdown in a detective's office.
I'm speaking to the president right now.
Like, look, all alt-right people are either 400 pounds.
You open a classified file showing a very fat Nazi and a very skinny Nazi.
They're all 20 years old.
Right. I'm giving a debriefing on the alt-right, and I open my dossier, and it's just a drawing of the Joker I made.
He goes, but this
And
is...
I go, this is their hero.
Yeah.
I just hold it up.
He goes, this is a Nazi right here. He's 43 years old. And you're like, okay, boomer.
Yeah. Oh, I guess the general of defense is a boomer. Yeah.
Yikes.
80 pins on his chest.
Yeah.
He's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You think a lot of those kids
She
are
goes,
going to have
"Don't."
to like...
Stop saying
I do love how okay boomer makes everybody mad. It makes everybody mad.
Yeah. It makes me mad for like 3 reasons.
Yeah. Kids sometimes
One of being which it's not good.
some kids sometimes when I draw something and upload it, they will go okay boomer, and
Yeah.
it makes me so fucking angry every
Yeah.
time.
It's
I
the
block,
perfect troll.
I block everyone who does it. I block them.
Okay,
immediately.
boomer is like the fidget spinner of sayings right now. It's just like everybody's into them.
Right.
They're fucking retarded. It'll be gone soon.
sounds like you're getting triggered, Kevin.
Yeah, sounds like a boomer is making fun of liberal snowflakes.
Are you getting
Meanwhile,
owned
he's
online?
Bro,
because
you
of
better
your beliefs?
You better back off before I break your glass Pepe, bro.
Don't break my glass, Peppy.
I'll fucking shatter that
Right.
shit.
If you break the glass Pepe, like a bunch of souls of alt-right dead kids get released. Yeah.
That's
right.
a rare Peppy right there.
I'll shatter it with my voice by saying point of personal privilege.
The power of the DSA.
That's right. By the power of the DSA.
Yeah, that's good shit, dude.
Man.
I'm thinking of the beginning of Lord of the Rings, but she's just forging Peppies in fire and handing them out to different people.
Oh, there were 9 Pepes given to the sons of man.
Yeah.
Divided amongst them. And
One
in the
Pepe.
darkness feels bad man.
The one Pepe to rule them all?
Yeah, and Sauron is Trump, dude.
Holy shit.
And Frodo is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And Samwise is Nancy Pelosi. Yeah. Their jugs are bigger because it's the movie.
And they have to throw the Constitution into the volcano.
Ocasio, you have to throw every gun in America into the volcano. It's the only way you can defeat Trumpaman. It's so fucking stupid.
Does Sauron get like does he like his Pepe gives him the N-word pass?
Okay.
So he just owns every single tribe.
Yeah, that's right.
Every single land. He's just going through shouting the N-word, and like people, like soldiers are flying, posters are flying back, getting their accounts terminated, getting suspended.
Right.
Just shouting the N-word.
Gandalf is trying to Blair Pod Save America back at him to fight the power of racism. You shall not boast. It's so dumb.
Shall not.
Yeah, it's a giant Alex Jones. That's the Balrog. A giant fiery. Come here, you son of a bitch.
They're just. It's the.
One of the ghost horsemen is Alex fucking Jesus Christ
Jones.
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like fucking launching a DDoS attack at the forums of Moria.
Oh, now you've lost me even.
Oh, instead of the Mines of Moria, it's the,
No, what's the DDO? Yeah, I fucking know Lord of the Rings. I don't know the fucking alt-right terminology.
No. A DDoS attack is something you like launch on a website to make it like go down, and it has to be protected by something like Cloudflare. Or
See, now you're
something like that.
you're getting too online. That's too much.
Well, that's what everybody knows. Like, you have to have your website. If you don't have your website protected by one of these hosting servers,
Everybody
then-
knows this.
If I don't know this, A lot of people aren't going to know it.
So basically,
now I just said I'm smart. God damn it.
So if your website isn't
you are
protected,
elitist.
Jace, basically
Right.
anyone can hack it and make it go down. The problem is a lot of these websites, these companies don't want to be associated with them, so no one will help protect them from DDoS attacks.
Okay.
So that's what happened to 8chan. They were like, yeah, we're not protecting this website anymore, and
Right.
then it just gets permanently, it gets attacked forever.
So
and it will never
So
be.
do
woke
the-
hackers
Do
got
the
into
joke again
website.
then?
So like Gandalf and all of them are like launching DDoS attacks on like the Mines of Moria, where all the little goblins are like posting and stuff. It's like 8chan basically.
Right. The Mines of
And then
Moria is a good version of 4chan.
And then the 8chan Balrog just comes out,
Right.
and then Gandalf goes, "You shall not post."
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Protest, you fools. And then he falls into the minds of 8chan.
Just holding up the black power.
The black power fist, like as he's getting canceled for holding up the black power fist as he falls, and then all the Frodo and like the Legolas, they're all putting pussy hats on so they can go protest in downtown LA. Yeah.
And Gandalf comes back as Gandalf the White. He comes back as like David Duke.
Right.
He like learns to actually.
Well,
he actually gets radicalized by the Balrog.
When he was Gandalf the Grey, he was Hillary, and then he comes back as Barack Obama.
And that's when he can say the N word.
Right, yeah,
And
exactly.
finally defeats Sauron.
finally defeat Sauron.
He comes back. They're like, Gandalf, is it you? And he just opens his cloak. It just pulls out like a certificate, and it says N-word pass on it.
Yay, Gandalf! Yeah,
Yeah,
Gandalf the Black. Yeah,
yeah.
it's good shit, man.
The return of the N-word.
Man, that was so autistic, but I really did like it.
Yeah.
Man, I fucking love Lord of the Rings, honestly.
It's good.
I told Ben a quote. This isn't going to be funny, but I
I mean, it's the best trilogy ever.
me and Ben had just a long
No.
talk the other day about just like life and how like, you know, sometimes we wish we weren't born in these times, like dealing with the troubles that we deal with as people, you know, like all this online shit.
A very intentional conversation I started. Like
Right.
very like I thought about starting the conversation and then I had it.
Oh, good job, man.
Yeah. It's hard for me to do that. It was
Right.
but I have to go about it in an autistic way.
Well, it's always funny when I can tell when you're about this, you're actually trying to have a conversation. I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing this. Okay. And then I
Yeah.
like sit up. So fucking, we were just talking about like being born in these times where it's like fucking, we had like hour-long talk just about like, yeah, I don't want to be like around for what I feel like is like America going down, you know, people fighting online and all this insane shit. And I was like, yeah, it sucks. And then I kind of like, after a while, I laid back. I was just looking at my phone and just randomly a quote from Lord of the Rings popped up on my Instagram. And it was literally like, this is going to be so gay, but it was like Frodo saying to Gandalf, he goes, I really wish it hadn't come to me. I wish I hadn't been born in the time when this happened.
Yeah.
And Gandalf says, he goes, and that's how everyone wishes it, but there's nothing we can do except live our lives besides that. And I don't know. It was written better than that, but it's
Yeah.
just,
yeah, decide what to do with the time that's given to us.
Yeah,
Some-
exactly.
Some gay shit.
some
like that.
real gay ass shit. But it was just like, yeah, I feel like Lord of the Rings is like just a very good example of what like life can feel like, a metaphor of what life can feel like a lot of the times. Where it's like there's this grand struggle, and you're like, I wish I wasn't born into like having to take this ring to Mordor, like this grand task in my life. But
What
there's
is-
nothing I can do about it.
What would you say your ring is, Jace?
Probably my cock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
the
huge
responsibility
cock. Yeah.
of that cock.
Yeah.
By the way, I mean, one of the jokes that I've been doing forever is telling men that they have a big dick is a great way to make them feel good.
Right.
And you got one, you know, and yet still having to go to therapy. That's what I don't understand.
I did that fucking today, man. I was
Yeah.
driving home and I was having a terrible time.
Yeah.
I was just like, you know, with my thoughts.
You just
being
grabbed
like,
your cock and you were like, yeah.
No, but I was just like, why am I fucking, then I just had that thought. I'm like, why am I fucking, I'm like, I'm just making myself depressed. Like, I want to
Yeah.
be depressed right now.
Yeah.
Like, I do that sometimes.
Well,
Like, I wanted to throw on the Downward Spiral by 9 Inch Nails and just be a fuck.
I'll tell you this, Jace, you deserve to feel good because you're a good guy and you put good shit out in the world, and the yin is full and the yang needs to be fulfilled. You know what I mean? And I think the size of your hog is the universe knowing that you were going to be a good guy that was going to put good stuff out in the world.
Right.
And, you know, every time you look at your hog, I want you to know you're looking at the face of a God smiling at you.
You're Deepak Chopra.
Yeah, because
Right.
you deserve it.
A cock is the universe having sex with itself.
Well, I say, who is looking at the cock, though?
It is me, Deepak Chopra. I am actually a very bad man. I am forming a multi-level marketing scheme.
I can't do the voice, so I'm gonna help you guys do the bit.
Okay,
It's Deep State Chopra,
Deep State Chopra? Okay, well, here is the thing. What do you mean by deep state? I never know what that
like
means.
shadow government.
Okay, here is the thing. It's the Rothschilds control America. They have $300 billion amongst them. And God wants me to destroy the Rothschilds. Now I'm just like becoming Jamaican.
Destroy the Rothschild.
Hey, smoke weed, kill the Illuminati.
Well, if we will tell the president what we will do, and he will follow along, or there will going to be blood.
The Koch brothers are aliens.
We are going to launch a alien recreation vehicle attack on the world in order to unify the entire world together. If we are fighting against the alien beings,
because you have to understand that the moon is fake. There is no moon. This
The moon
a
is
flat
fake.
Earth.
The Jews live inside the moon, and they control the weather.
we are all living inside of a simulation. I will take my paper mache balloon down. That is the moon.
Let me ask you, my friend, have you ever watched The Matrix with Keanu Reeves?
It's just like that. He's just like that.
There are two pills. There are two colors. I forget what they are. He's also very bad at it.
Yeah.
And you take one of them and you go somewhere.
My friend, look up into the sky and tell me that's not a blanket with holes in it. My friend, come on.
I say
that's
that
deep
the
state Indian, deep state Native American.
I say that the other day, and a stranger gives me kind gold, or a kind stranger gives me gold. I'm not very online.
Oh, by the way, I showed that 9-minute clip or that 6-minute clip that I chopped up for you guys where I put us in 3 different things to Jeffrey Baldinger. And he goes, just based on like the first 30 seconds, he goes, none of you will ever be on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, wow.
I go, oh, no shit.
Yeah, that's what I was really hoping for.
I know you were holding your breath.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah.
30 seconds. Okay, here's the problem with the government.
I think Jeffrey's. I've also heard Jeffrey say the N word. So
No.
in a sketch,
No,
yeah, like a
I
Derek
don't.
Poston sketch.
No.
Jeffrey Burner?
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of Jeffrey Burner. My bad. I always do that. I literally always fucking do that.
Yeah, Baldinger is.
Anyway,
Yeah,
bleep,
he's
sweetie pie.
bleep every single name we've said.
Man, Ben, do you ever think you'll get the right medication one of these days?
Great question, Kevin. No. I don't. I think this is. I think you kind of get to a certain age, and then that's kind of who you are, and you can become a slightly different version of that person, and learn how to manage who you are. But I
Yeah.
think this is kind of it for me.
That's very depressing for me because I don't want to be. I don't want to be in the head
because
I'm in.
I think you get better at managing it. I think that's the secret. I don't think you actually become someone else. I think you get so good at fucking managing your thoughts and
That's
analyzing
probably
them.
true.
That, yeah.
I actually disagree.
I think that's where TM comes in, the transcendental meditation.
Transmen?
Yeah.
I do 20 minutes of transmit
Yeah.
in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon.
The TM
Seinfeld does it.
Yeah. I think some of the most successful people do TM, and there's something to organizing your thoughts and quieting your mind that makes you execute the decisions that you need to make to be a successful person operating in the universe.
Well, I think there's
Yeah.
a thing.
I think
Definitely
you get worse at it as you get older, though. You guys think you're the same person.
I'm getting better at it.
Well,
Yeah, I feel like I do get better at it every day.
well, get ready for the downslide, folks. Get ready. Well, how old are you, Jace?
I'm 48.
No, you're not.
I'm 29.
You're 29.
Yeah.
You got one more year of sanity, bro.
I'm 17.
Maybe 3. And then in like 3 or 4 years, you're going to start forgetting shit. And you're going to be like, why do I keep forgetting stuff?
I
That's
don't
gonna
remember
happen to me.
anything.
Yeah. And then you're going
I've
to.
always had a bad memory, so that's fine.
Yeah, I can't recall anything.
That's not true, Ben. You know the shooter and every victim in every shooting across America.
Well, he
You
just
know-
looks at the tattoos on his body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a historian. That doesn't mean I'm good at remembering what I ate for breakfast.
Ben's in the book of Eli, but he's just remembering every shooting that ever happened.
Ben's
He has
starts
to carry that across the country.
Ben at 42 years old stops in a mall and looks up and starts flipping out. Katie goes, "What's wrong, Ben? What's wrong?" He goes, "I can't remember the name of the flights for 9/11." I can't remember what the flight numbers were. Katie, what's wrong with
I go in the
me?
airport bathroom, I take my shirt off, and it's like Memento, and I have all of the details of 9/11 written on me.
That's right, backwards so you can see him in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it flight?
Somebody's like, why did you have Hitler backwards on your chest? And you're like,
I keep wanting to say flight 69 and flight 420, but I know that's wrong.
yeah. I got really into meditation for a while. Like I was doing like about 30 minutes a day.
How long do you do that for, you think?
30 minutes a day.
No. For how long? Like, how long did you not break the chain doing it?
How long? So when I was working at my old Vine job, I had a lot of fucking dead time because it was just one of those bullshit jobs. So I did it every day during lunch for probably about 4 months was the longest I did it.
Yeah.
But I was going about 30 and it really did help. The big thing I think is just like you said, it's actually like you're able to kind of notice, because your thoughts like aren't real a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like I've even started to notice, like I never noticed this before, but I wake up anxious, which is very weird. I don't know if you guys have this, but when I wake up, literally like my first 10 minutes of thought will be about worry about things like job stuff or things I need to take care of or money stuff.
Yeah.
And I literally like have to like kind of like get the gunk out to just be able to ignore them. You know what I mean?
Fuck, I don't want to do anything.
You know what helps me is just getting the juices flowing early and getting oxygen to your brain, doing like 10 push-ups and like 50 sit-ups. Literally that's it.
Yeah.
And you have energy, and now the squeaky wheel gets the grease, if you will.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know
It's
what
true.
my issues are. I'm so incredibly hard on myself, and it's really hard to. What's very frustrating about going to therapy for a long time is I know exactly what the problems are, but it's just so hard to fucking notice it. Like I was literally driving home today, and I was like in the worst funk. I'm like stressed. I'm putting so much pressure on myself at work. I'm like worried about my drawings. I'm worried about the podcast, like everything, worried about money, my car. And I was just putting myself in this incredible funk where all I wanted to do was listen to like sad music, like fucking 9 Inch Nails shit, and just like pity myself.
Yeah.
And not to say pity because I wasn't in a bad mood, but I was literally, as I was driving home, I kind of like I was like, fuck, why do I feel so bad? And then like, I kind of realized I'm like, oh, you are kind of like making yourself feel bad on purpose.
Yeah.
Type of thing. And I was like, you can kind of snap out of it a little bit. Like you can feel sad, but you don't have to like I always say, you don't have to make a play out of your depression.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, I just kind of spent 20 minutes walking around and doing stuff. And then I kind of felt better after that. But I'll go days without realizing that and just feel like shit.
Well,
all the time.
A lot of the stuff that you've told us about is like things that you're doing when you start feeling that way, how to get past it. Like you gained access to all these new tools from going to therapy.
Right.
But for me, I know that there's things that I can do that'll get me out of a funk. And then knowing those things and then not doing them.
Yeah.
And just like basically like having everything I need to build the house so that I'm not standing in the rain and just being like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. I hate that. That's been a thing I've really kind of hated about myself recently, where it's like I get home from work and I work like all day. And then I know I'm like, okay, there's like 4 things you need to do to feel good. You need to clean, you need to do this, you need to take care of this like tax thing, whatever. Yeah. And I just keep like over and over again, I just keep being like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And then it's just like kind of, I'm like, I'll do that tomorrow. And then it's like, that's just my life now. Yeah. It's just, I get home from work and I'm tired. And then I tell myself I'm going to do something tomorrow. And like, I'll spend months doing that. Yeah. And it's just, it sucks. And it really sucks because I'm just doing it myself. So I don't.
You know what it is, dude? It's like, I think what helps, because you're in a financial position where you can do so, is just actually reaching out to someone and being like, hey man, I'm really bad at doing my taxes. I'll buy you dinner and give you like $100 if you just come over and just like make me fucking do it and just like
hire a tax guy or something.
Yeah, like hire a friend that's a tax guy.
Yeah,
or
go to H&R Block or something.
Yeah,
it's like with the gym. Like I'm never gonna go to the gym consistently, but if I ever get in a position where I have a personal trainer who's like calling me like, hey dude, meet me here now. This is what you're paying me for. I'm gonna go. It just is what it is. Like with laundry, if you don't like laundry, fucking pay someone $50 to do it and fold it for you.
Yeah,
and stop being a fucking sad sack of shit.
I've kind of in the past couple weeks, I think I finally decided I'm going to get back on medication.
Yeah,
really?
When I get my insurance, and don't say really,
but don't
say fucking really.
But you don't want to get AIDS?
I don't want to get AIDS. Yeah, I'm starting PrEP.
You're gonna get autism.
It's
Well,
so.
I'm proud that you want to take your AIDS medication.
Thanks,
again.
man. I mean, I'm going to Africa for spring break, and I just want to be safe. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I'm going to the mine from Blood Diamond to hang out on some.
I'm gonna fuck a baby to get rid of your AIDS.
Get rid of my AIDS, I reckon.
This is how I win.
He's just taking
holding up a baby. This is how I win. Yeah, this is a meme. So I'm stealing it, but it's just like, this is how I come. That's good. Yeah, this is how I come, baby.
I think that's good, man. That you're deciding to go back.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's bad.
I'm still concerned. A lot of people say it's bad. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's bad.
I think like the reason I've been thinking about this is because I will get out of the funk, and I'll spend, like you see me do it. I'll spend like a couple weeks or like a couple days at a time, like kind of really taking care of shit and like kicking ass, and then I'll start working out again. I'll start trying to meditate. I'll start trying to like, be clean and shit like that. And like, I'll start trying to dieting. And then it just keeps spiraling back into this like fucking, it always ends up at the same place. You know what I mean? Like I can like I can hustle my way out of it. But after about a month, it just kind of crashes back and I end up in the exact same spot. You know, it's like that game Chutes and Ladders.
Yeah.
Like it feels like I'll work so hard to like climb ladders and shit and like hustle and put like effort into it, and then I'll just hit a chute and then it's like all the way back to the bottom. So at this point I'm considering just how much of it is just like that's what my fucking brain chemistry is. I don't know, man. Because
I think it's worth looking into just because it's been so long.
Yes, I don't know. Like I mean, how much of it is just accepting that like, hey, maybe my brain doesn't like make shit as good as it's supposed to a lot of the time.
Yeah. Well, I think I
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you should kill yourself.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, my brother.
Yeah.
Thanks, my brother, who I'm the best man in his wedding.
Like I'm like, no, you should just kill yourself. Right.
You got Ben got nervous.
I'm
because
a psychiatrist.
Right. Ben got nervous because I said a real thing for a second.
No, it's like I don't know what advice to give I don't know what advice to give myself.
Yeah, I don't know.
The only thing I know for myself is like I just got to keep moving. Like I read an interview with Brad Pitt like 4 months ago because I was like, a lot of people think they go, oh well, this guy is just successful because he got lucky, and that's true. But I'm like, okay, this is a highly successful guy. How did he get there? And he says like every like year and a half to 3 years, he gets really into something, and then he gets burned out on it. And then he finds himself kind of in this dead spot, and then he moves on to something else.
I'm very similar.
And I go, oh, fuck, that's me. And he goes, yeah, so I've just learned that that's who I am. So I enjoy the 2 or 3 years I have with something where I really get into it, and then I just move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And he goes, and that's fine because I'm going to learn a lot of different things and get into a lot of different worlds. And, it's not he was like, I was that way with pot, and I got too much into it, and then I had to stop smoking pot. And then I moved on to collecting wine and getting into wine, and I started drinking too much, and now I'm not doing that.
And I'm not saying like the thing I'm not trying to achieve for a long time I was trying to achieve happiness, like this vague idea where you feel good all the time. And I realize that's fucking stupid. What I want to achieve is I just want to be able to like do things like at the way I want to, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, man, because I wonder how much of it is like me letting myself off the hook for this, but like I never want to do anything anymore. Like I don't want to do anything.
Why?
I think just because I just have a depressed brain, man. I really don't ever want to do anything except lie down.
Yeah, I have a similar problem from time to time.
Like I don't want to see friends, although I'll go see friends and I'll have a good time, or I don't want to draw or I don't want to do any of this fucking shit. And then a part of me is just like, I'm like, well, the fucking sand is ticking out and I'm so fucking tired of living like this. It's just not a way to be alive, you know?
May I remind you of the Apostle Paul?
The Apostle Saul, go on.
Yeah, the good version.
Yeah, the good prophet.
The twisted version.
The good prophet on NBC.
Where he said from prison, he said, there's all these things I want to do and I don't do them and I don't know why. Often the things I don't want to do, I actually do, and the things I don't do, I do, or whatever.
Yeah.
So what year was that? Like, well,
like
first of all, it
something?
probably never happened. But 30 AD?
No,
40 AD?
It was probably more than that.
We're talking year 40. We're talking 40 years into the creation of the universe. this happened.
Jesus.
Do you relate to that at all?
I kind of, in a way, the only issue is I think like I wish I was out there making mistakes and doing shit I didn't want to do a lot of the time. Like I wish I was, just getting outside the house or doing anything or devoting myself to something other than these drawings, which I can do just because I'm lying down, or this podcast, which is fun to me. But it's just, I don't know. It feels like so often, like I just like, I'll spend weeks on my back, and that's not doing anything.
Yeah.
I would rather go out and like hit a woman or something. At least I'm outside. You know what I mean?
Well, you can hit them inside.
Right, exactly.
I think it's good because I think life really is trial and error with this stuff. Everything in life is trial and error. And when I feel stuck, as I feel somewhat stuck right now.
Right.
But I go through these ebbs and flows where I like can see perspective and things like that. But I've been feeling good for a little while. But if something's going wrong, then you have to like be willing to try something different.
Yeah.
And you put in a lot of effort into your mental health for the last, couple of years.
Yeah, I think that's also part of it. I put a lot of effort into therapy, and it still seems to be like, I keep ending up at the same spot. I don't know.
Right. And I would just say before you start anything, just, know what bugaboos to look out for, what like, things like that, because they, it may take a while to even find the right medication too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know.
But I don't know. I've been on them. I got off them. I've been on them, get off them. I mean, I've had this a couple of times. But I never felt like this insane difference when I got off them immediately. And it would slowly go. But I know that's what the big fear
When you got off them,
so.
what was the difference? Like, what would you become without them?
Nothing. I mean, there was no difference for a long time. And then after a while, I mean, I went through it, like 6 months ago or something.
Right.
Like just essentially, I just get really sad. I don't want to leave the house. I'm very depressed. I don't know. I get real selfish and like
self-pitying, and
I'm just constantly looking inside of myself,
right?
And kind of forgetting about the good stuff. But
yeah, it's almost weird in how it's like almost like a flowers for Algernon thing, because I will come out of it, like Kevin says, I'll swing out of it and I'll be doing stuff and I'll be like, oh, I want to see people today, I want to like let's get lunch, like stuff like that, and see my friends, and then I can kind of feel myself slipping back into it, like back out of like the good feeling, and then it's like the flowers for Algernon thing. It's like, oh well, here it goes, and then it's like, I don't know. It just I don't know. It just and I wonder how much of this is me just being a piece of shit. That's the hard thing to tell. It's just me being a lazy piece of shit and allowing myself to not do anything. Or is my brain chemically different than other people's brains who seem that they can do stuff? I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
I think it's gonna. I mean, you being a lazy piece of shit is like it's coming from a place of judgment. I get it. I do the same thing, but there's going to be a reason for that too. It's not that it's not the origin.
Right.
Laziness isn't the origin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's something else that's the origin.
I just want to stop putting off my life.
Yeah.
There's this Colin Hay song, I'm waiting for my real life to begin, that always makes me like really sad. And he kind of sings about that. He's like, I'm waiting for my real life to begin. It's kind of how I feel sometimes.
Yeah. I feel very similar. And I'll tell you, one of the telltale signs that I was like not healthy emotionally was every time I look at my life, especially this is when I was in Fresno, and before I started doing stand-up, I had everything that you were supposed to have. That was like a life, like a wife, 2 kids, a dog and a cat, a house,
right,
a good job. And I was just like, oh, this is supposed to be the life. And then I was just like, I fucking hate. I wasn't even bored. It was just like I just feel like I need to be doing something different. I had like a calling, to use a Christian term or whatever, but like I had an obligation inside of me that I just wasn't living up to, and that was eating up at me. But so, I mean, not to say there's no hope, like, oh, once you get this, then you'll feel like everything is great. I think it just keeps, that cycle for me keeps happening, where I'm like, I just will get into a place where I can't see good. I just feel shitty.
Right.
And then I'll just be like, Jenny will be like, what's wrong? I'm like, I just feel really bad. And what's going on? I have no idea. I'm not really sure. And then I start categorizing everything in my life, and I'm going, that'd be, oh, you know what? Okay. I start going, this is happening. I should feel shitty. That's why. And then the next day I'll be in a great mood. She's like, why are you in such a good mood? And I don't know. Just sometimes it just happens that way.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that the medication has kind of leveled me out a little bit. I mean, it definitely not like bipolar where I'm like painting the house and then cleaning a gun the next day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I say it's worth looking into.
Yeah.
But don't just be throwing rando pills down your throat.
I'm not doing that. I mean, this has been a conversation for a while with my therapist.
But it's also, this is also for the listeners a little bit too, I think it's really important that you figure out what the dangers are with that shit before you start taking a medication regularly.
Right.
And make sure you're actually like talking to somebody. I went to fucking Kaiser, dude. This is how upsetting I was at like the mental health field. I went to Kaiser and I told them that I was depressed, and they literally just prescribed me an antidepressant.
Well, that's
just
America.
Shooting from the hip, man.
Right.
And I was just like, is there a class or something? And they said, yeah, we have group therapies that you can go to.
Right.
Whatever. And I'm like, okay. And then he gives me the thing, and that was it. I mean, it was for the stuff that I'd been on before, luckily. So I guess that had something to do with it. But every time it's been not
just take a pill.
Yeah. It's just been kind of they'll throw it at you, a little bit. But so it's important to see what you're taking, all that type of shit.
Right. Ben, sorry, I think I cut you off earlier.
Oh, I was just going to say.
Oh, yeah, and you're gay. Yeah, you're also a huge homo if you take any drugs. You should, you know what? Before you need to say what you need to say, but you don't need shit, bro. You know what I mean? If you can't fucking pick your life up by your own goddamn bootstraps, you're always looking for a handout. Looking for the easy way out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, fucking just get over your bullshit, you fucking fruitcake.
You're singing to the choir, dude.
And just, God, don't, and hey.
You're singing to the gay men's choir.
And you know what, Jace, why'd you have to come to me with that bullshit now?
Yeah, I know. That was some real gay shit.
Don't go to your friends with your dumb shit, bro. Anyway,
Ben, please.
Sorry. That was
I was going to say something very, very, very serious.
Please. Yeah, go for it.
I just wish, Jace, that you could. I wish just like one time you could like get outside of yourself and like see like what you mean to people and see like what a delight and what a sheer joy it is to be your friend and be your brother. I am so insecure by like how smart you are and how funny you are and how talented you are. Like deeply, deeply insecure about it. And I just wish you could know how fucking great it is to get to know you, how big your heart is, the way you treat people, and how great of a fucking big brother you are. Because it really sucks to see you feel so poor about yourself and about the decisions you've made when like literally just to know you is like one of the greatest things in my life.
Well,
that ain't for everybody.
First off, how dare you do this to me?
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'd say, it's hard for me to talk.
Well, you're going to get all fucking gay on the podcast.
I know, yeah.
Kevin, edit that out.
No, I'm not going
edit
to.
out the part where I cry for the second time.
Kevin, can you bleep it out when I say nice things?
Yeah, I'll replace it with other stuff I've taken out in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll be like that'll be better. Like we'll have the rant about you saying how pedophiles we should give them a chance.
Right
there,
Jace. I know like I broke down and cried like a year ago on the road because I like it hit me that I was just like, fuck, I wish like one person fucking growing up told me they were fucking proud of me.
Right.
I wish one person, especially my dad, pulled me aside and said, I am so proud of who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
And they've only been disappointed in the choices I've made and the person I've become. And I see what other people are, and I
Yeah.
see what other kids are, and holy shit, I would, if I was a parent, I would be fucking disgusted that they were my child.
Right.
And if I had me as a kid, I'd be so goddamn proud and so happy. And
Yeah.
and just one time, just fucking hug me and tell me that they're proud of me. And it will never happen, and it's never happened.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen.
And it's not gonna happen. And the only thing that, like, I want to tell it to other people now.
Yeah.
And I want to have kids and tell them that.
I think
because
that's good.
I didn't fucking get it, and that's okay. I'm gonna do it for somebody else.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, you even see it's hard for me to accept that for sure. I think that's another part of it. I remember when I had a really bad, and I'll stop crying progressively more as I continue talking.
It's good.
Yeah, you got to make a joke because it makes you not cry anymore when
Well,
your
this-
brother says he loves you.
This will be what I'll play on the evidence stand that this podcast isn't bad. When I'm going to jail for thought crimes.
Right. We just seem insane.
Like, look at the healing.
Yeah, that was a thing when I took that first big mushroom trip. That was a thing I really thought where it was like, oh, all these people love me, and I love them, and it's like I wish I could be, I wish I could honor their love in a way by like accepting it. You know what I mean? And providing that same, especially like when you're a big person your whole life. Part of you wants to be. It's kind of a weird way to say it. You want to be like the shepherd.
Yeah.
Of the tribe, you know what I mean? You want to be the person that people look to,
Yeah.
for guidance in issues, and like the person who can kind of love everybody and take care of everybody. And it's it's hard when you get all that shit on top of it.
Yeah.
To do that. So
Well, and I think that's a responsibility that essentially doesn't allow for people to take care of you.
Yeah.
If you put the responsibility to take care of people and be the shepherd for everybody else, then you undeniably put yourself in a position where not only are people less likely to take care of you, when you need it, but you actually present yourself in a way that you don't need it. That's important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be like, I'm fine. I need to be fine for everybody else.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's something that I've definitely had to deal with, and with that type of shit, to where everything's supposed to be okay.
Right. We talk about this in therapy all the time. Like the root of a lot of stuff is just loving yourself. And part of the problem with that is it just feels so gay to do that. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the whole interaction, I mean, I think the lack of love, and now here we go, folks.
Right.
I think the lack of love, especially in men, is a big problem. I don't know worldwide, but at least in the circles that I've been around,
Right.
Where just the mechanism for receiving, the mechanism for giving love is just so fucking warped.
Right.
And I know for me, like I have always really tried to do that shit.
Right.
And be affectionate and kind and things like that. But it's not it's not easy, because then my feelings get hurt by
Right.
shit, and then I just want to clam up. And
You're
be
told, if you're a guy, you're told as a kid to not be that way. You know, you're kind of taught. Can you remember the amount of times when we were kids playing like Little League or something, and we like so desperately wanted our parents to be proud? We use sports as a tool to gain our parents' acceptance. Like we all wanted to play golf in college or basketball in college, like any college sport, because I know that's like what my parents wanted more than anything.
Yeah.
And so we would go up at Little League.
It's also so they didn't have to pay for college.
Yeah, and they didn't have to pay for college as well. Like you just wanted to, like, they always talked about, my dad just loved sports, and my mom played golf in college, and she always like talked about that, and my dad always talked about playing basketball in college and being a star basketball player. And I wanted to be those things. Like we were both gifted physically athletes. We had physical gifts as athletes. We were big. We had good hand-eye coordination.
We weren't going to be in the fucking NBA.
No, of course, but we could. I was like very good at basketball, but when you would put ourselves in these sports situations, we'd want to do well so bad, because it's almost like we were playing for our love. Like that's what it felt like. Like if you had a good game, that's the only time my parents have ever they'll say like, I'm proud of you, I love you, but like that's the only time I really felt it was like when you like scored 15 points in a basketball game.
Yeah.
Or hit 2 doubles in a baseball game. So you go up and you'd strike out, and you just immediately start crying out of like, I guess like the shame of not living up to this thing you wanted to be.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you go in the dugout and our dad would start yelling at us where he's like, why are you fucking crying? You know, like not saying that, but that's the emotion behind it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why are you crying? Why are you being like this? And then it's just like, well, I guess everything about me is flawed. And that's kind of how you, I think that's the residual like PTSD we're both affected with, where I think we both think we're like very, very flawed.
Yeah.
Or we can struggle with that, you know? Because I really appreciate you saying all that. And I love you. And I think the same things about you. I'm so proud of all the stuff you've done in your life, but it's hard to accept that for myself, you know?
Yeah. I think like, you know, who said it? Was it some guy said many are called, but few are chosen. Can't remember. It might be Christ or something.
Yeah. It's Jesus H. Christ.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think it's biblical.
I think Jace was definitely called and, you know, made the decision to follow what he's supposed to follow. I think that's why you're feeling a lot of isolation, because the hero then leaves the pack and is traveling, you know, through the mountainside off the proper path, and he's deeply isolated. But I'm just waiting, you know, kind of for like the world to know who you are and to know me as your brother, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I see you start to do that and finally showing your gifts and talents to like literally the world.
Yeah.
And like, I think you're doing all the right things you're supposed to be doing. And I'm waiting for people to realize that, and I'm waiting for you to realize that too.
Yeah, I think I'm waiting for that too, and I really desperately want that. There's part of me that thinks
it's white boy shit, dude. It's James Murphy shit. It's like 35-year-old. I finally figured it out shit.
Right, and I think like, you know, like there's so much of me that wants like the drawings and the podcast to be successful, because I do feel like, you know, deep in the recess of my mind, I do feel like I have this gift, and like, you know, I just want, you know, people to like, that's what I want, is I want to be appreciated for my gifts, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to be appreciated for the thing that you are naturally kind of drawn to.
Yeah, and a lot of, and yeah, you're right. Right now, I kind of definitely feel in the wilderness where it's like, well, am I just like selling security all day, and that's my life? Is I'm just a guy who sells security for 30 years, and then I try to do drawings, but nobody really gives a shit, or I try to do a podcast and nobody really gives a shit. I don't know, and I know that's bad because it's tying so much self-worth to other people, but you know, that's how I feel about it. You know?
Yeah. Well, if you give a shit about this podcast, go leave a review on iTunes and share it with your friends.
I'm so upset I cried again on the podcast.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this, I think definitely for the last 3 or 4 episodes, we've been a pure entertainment podcast.
Right.
And I always like it when it gets a little real,
right?
You know, and I think people appreciate that, and I also think it just endears people to you even more.
Yeah.
I mean, because the joke that I'm making before you start, you know, before Ben,
right, you
know, said that is a perception that people could have. That's always going to be the wrong perception. You know what I mean? So it's like, who, you know, fuck them.
Yeah, I told you, I don't know if I mentioned this on the last podcast, but I told you is that I was leaving work last week, like on a Friday, and then my boss, who I kind of weirdly view as a father figure because he's been so nice to me and very emotionally supportive, he was just like, what's wrong with you? Because I was talking about how anxious I am. I go, I don't know. I'm like fucked up, you know, John. And then he's like, it's very endearing. I go, really? He's like, it's very sad, but it's very endearing. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. So. Well, I think it's good. I think at the very base level of life, I think you're essentially you're letting people in to kind of know what you need. You know what I mean? And I think the more that you can kind of do that, the more you'll actually get kind of what you need. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I do think we are victims of our own circumstance. That the way we present ourselves to the world does tell the world how to treat us.
Yeah, for sure.
In many ways, and I'm not saying blaming the victim, but I think the more you're able to kind of deny that instinct to kind of put on a face a little bit, you know, and just be real, and you know, of course, with the addition of like using some of those tools that you know that can get you out of that funk,
right?
It's all good. Plus, we'll probably get a couple of reviews out of this. You know, if I'm really honest. I'm hoping we get a couple emails to brainjailpod@gmail.com. You know, yeah. Well, Ben, Nobody said anything nice about you.
Yeah.
I love you, Ben.
I'm saving it for the best.
Thank
I'm saving
you.
it for the best man speech.
Yeah,
When I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
bawling.
Thank you.
When I'm
I
just
can't-
bawling uncontrollably.
I got to say, I'm so excited to go to the wedding because it's just going to be
What wedding?
your wedding.
Oh, yeah. I forgot I'm getting married.
Yeah, in like less than 3 months. I mean, it's coming around the mountain.
Yep.
And I'm stoked to watch you guys, get emotional in front of your family. And
Yeah,
Oh, it's gonna.
gonna
I'm gonna be
suck.
a mess. It's gonna be terrible.
gonna suck.
Yeah, it's
It's
gonna
gonna be
suck
the
so
worst day of
much.
my
Yeah,
life.
you're going to punch your dad out.
yeah.
Fucking-
I'm gonna give my best man speech for Ben. I'm gonna be bawling uncontrollably, and then I'm gonna punch my dad and flip off my mom, and then just like drive back to LA.
My drive.
Yeah, I'm gonna rent a Dodge Challenger.
You burn the ticket. You're like, fuck you guys.
Do you want to take bets now on dad falling asleep in the front row of the wedding?
That would be pretty great. Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually serious.
Like you elbow me, and then like I look at him, and then I'm like, and I slip you a 20.
Yeah.
While you're getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I am excited to give your dad a hard time. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be a good time.
Yeah. You can say anything you want to him because he literally can't hear you.
Right.
Oh.
He literally can't listen to any fucking person that speaks to him.
We one time,
Maybe this podcast will be good for him because we increased the decimal levels,
We one time, I know we're trying to wrap up, but we one time, like it was maybe 3 years ago, we had to write like a birthday card for our dad's birthday or whatever, and we're at a bar with our friend, Devin and Joey and all those guys, and fucking we're like, oh, you guys should write on the card too because we're drunk, and Devin just wrote, "Be proud of your fucking sons, goddamn it!" Like they're good people, you fucked them up. And we're like, okay, well, we just have to throw this card out and go get a new card.
That's so funny. So you didn't give it to him?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think Katie went out and got a new card. Yeah,
That's really funny.
yeah.
Shit. Where we at time wise?
Like an hour 50.
Oh, sorry, we went a little long.
We did it.
It's okay.
We kept it moving. Hitler, Texas.
Yeah. I promise not to cry for another 3 months on the pod.
Yeah.
Adolf Hitler, Texas. Sucking my exes. Well, how's it? Lukenbach, Texas.
Fucking my exes.
I used to know that song.
I don't know that song.
Oh, my Nazis live in Texas.
Yeah. That's why I'm all right in Tennessee. Yeah.
All right, in Tennessee. They're bringing back the ethno state.
Well, I got friends on 8chan. Drawing Pepe's and making Sonic pregnant. My dad won't call.
My dad is gay. And I'll be okay.
Well, I got friends with torched something. Ah, damn it.
Crosses?
Yeah, torches, crosses.
And a mega head and a peppy avatar. I got shit posters on the dark web.
Oh God. I do have to tell you, I was
What?
I don't have to tell you.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you.
Well, I got peppies in low places and a shit posting on the internet. Make America great again and put Obama in Guantanamo Bay. You know what I've been singing is, the song Jerome by Lizzo?
How's that song go?
Jerome, take your ass home.
No, I don't know that one.
I think I vaguely know that one.
It's her best song by far.
I mean, I like a lot of her songs, but I haven't heard that one.
I've been singing Jeffrey, you killed by Hillary.
I always do. I make Truth Hurts, but I make it about people pretending to be gay in LA.
How do you do that?
I just go, why men gay till they gotta be gay? I just sucked a 3-year-old's dick. Turns out I'm 100% Epstein. Now I'm flying to an island.
Even when I'm fucking babies. Yeah, I got boy problems. FBI is on me.
CIA, NSA, there they want to kill me. I got a black book, got a Prince Andrew in it. It feels good. Feels good to be gay rather than serious. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm listening to Nikki Sixx's book.
Oh, yeah?
From Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Called The Heroin Diaries.
Yeah, Nikki 6 inches.
It's so funny because
Gay
like
bitch.
Who's Nikki Sixx?
He's the lead singer of he's the songwriter and like band leader of Motley Crue.
Yeah.
But he's not the singer. He plays bass. But he's like a full blown heroin addict. But it's the most because I look at Motley Crue, like they're this huge cliche, like this huge
Right. They're the hair metal band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, me and Tommy Eiffel Towered the drummer's wife behind the stage at a Kiss concert.
Right.
Still not sure why we got kicked off that tour. Like, it's just everything is like that. We were shooting up Jack Daniels into our arm just to feel something.
Yeah. He's every guy in an AA meeting just trying to be cool and get pussy.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's a great book, though. It's a great book. Lots of heroin in the Heroin Diaries. Well, Ben, are you going to hit that outro? I mean, I kept waiting for the.
Well, I thought you were like, wait, I gotta tell the people to leave a 5-star review.
Oh yeah, I feel like I told them enough. But hey, leave a 5-star review and send us an email at brainjailpod@gmail.com. Follow Jace Wayne Avery on Instagram and at Morpheus Quotes on Twitter for Ben, and of course, we're on all that stuff. Yeah.
Ooh, red mega hat. I wear you out. Let's commit a hate crime. Let's bring back a party.
Oh, I will.
Ooh, red mega hat. My tiki torch. Let's burn a cross.
The Nazi party. All right, I think that's about it.
Well, I will say, if you see us, if you're a listener and you see me out in public, feel free to come and say what's up. They're having somebody come and say they listen to the pod was awesome. Yeah. So especially, I mean, if Ben ever leaves the house, say something to him. Jace is going to be out all the time.
Right? Yeah, you can FaceTime me. Yeah,
you'll find if you're looking for Jace, just find him on Runyon Canyon.
I'm not leaving the house, folks. The only thing I'm leaving is Neverland. Is that the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
A feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, if this gonna be that kind of party, I'm gonna stick my dick in the mashed potato. Oh God, they're gonna know I'm dumb.